Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. First of all, if you'd like to support me and the channel, my PayPal will be in the description, so thank you very much. Secondly, don't worry, I have not cancelled What If Naruto Control the Planet. That will be out soon, guys. I told you that I was only doing around 3 series at a time, so there's nothing to worry about. I got this idea some time ago. Ghost Rider, but not the original standard Ghost Rider that we all know. The comic Ghost Rider, which is at least 10 to 100 times more powerful. So yeah, what if Naruto was comic Ghost Rider, guys? If you enjoyed this and you want to see part 2, just go ahead and obliterate that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family, and thank you for all of your help and your support. And don't forget to go ahead and check out the rest of my channels. Links will be in the description. So yeah, without further ado or wasting more time, let us begin this brand new episode. Start the intro, guys. It wasn't a night for anyone to be outside. The sky was screaming. Thunder and lightning crashing through the heavens. The raindrops pelted down on the land, showering it, cleansing it. While most people were home, especially children, within the confines of their parents' home, protected and safe, there was one boy. He lay within a wooded area, trees all around him, as he gazed up towards the heavens. His name was Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. He had blonde spiky hair. He was 11 years old. As he just looked, unmoving, unblinking, as the rain soaked him from head to toe. He has never truly been sick before. He had no idea why, something that he never really thought about. But now, it was just like the others. Today was his birthday. He just turned 11 years old. You see, Naruto was chased out here. Every day on his birthday there was a celebration to honor the fort for his sacrifice. And the people, they got drunk. They got lack of inhibitions to hold on to as the liquor messed with their system. And in doing so, he became prime target. He knew he should have gone home, but he saw them, a group of them gathered. They chased him. They had done this before, but they were never able to catch him, as Naruto feared what would happen if they do. He didn't know why they hate him. He didn't know why they despise him. But even beyond that, they whisper. They gave him strange looks. He was always alone. Even those that he knew. When they went home, they had people, but when he went home, he had no one. He tried his best, time and time again, to look past it, but now, lying in the rain after he escaped the mob and went into one of the many forests, Naruto wondered, when would they be judged? When would they be punished for their crimes? As the sky screamed with lightning and thunder, Naruto screamed back up. Where was the justice? Where was the vengeance? What? What had he done so bad that he deserved this, and yet they go on happy? Why do so many go on happy while he and many others suffer? He slammed his fist into the ground repeatedly, screaming at the injustice, screaming at the unfair, system of this world. Where was the vengeance? Where was the spirit that would return vengeance upon all of them? He gripped his hair and screamed. Tired of it. Tired of being alone. Tired of no changes. He was pissed as he pulled himself up and roared back to the sky. With all of his might, his soul, his insides, everything. Naruto thought that no one was listening to him, that no one was hearing him, but in that moment, time froze. Every single droplet came to a stop in mid-air. The ones that hit the ground, freezing as they did. Naruto got up, confused, not quite understanding when he saw it. The droplets, they started to evaporate, steaming away. Someone was walking towards him. Naruto was stunned as he took a step back. A man, taller, larger, but that wasn't what was so strange about him. It was his head. His head was covered in flames and his face was bones, a skull. Naruto was terrified. What are you? The thing stepped towards him. You called for me, it said. You screamed out for me. You wanted vengeance. You wanted justice. I can give you the power to make such actions a reality. To judge those that believe they are the innocent. To judge the guilty. To take the laws of fate into your hand. To make them see the depths of their own soul as it burned them for their own wrongdoings. The creature that stood in front of him, Naruto had no other way to describe it as it held out its hand. All you have to do is to accept me, it said, holding its hand out towards Naruto. As Naruto looked towards it, he was confused, but the words that the thing just spoke, the justice that he was searching for, the vengeance that he was screaming out for, could he really gain it? As he looked at this creature that stood in front of him, a ghost with a flaming skull. Naruto, he wanted to make a change, he wanted to make a difference. He gripped the hand of the thing. And suddenly, there was power within the depths of Naruto's mind. Not that he knew. Flames. Unnatural, divine flames rushed into him. The nine-tailed fox behind the bars tried to ward off the flames, tried to resist it, but these flames not only burned the metal, it burned through the Death Reaper's seal. Minato and Kushina, the aspect of their chakra, the parents of Naruto Uzumaki, they showed up. But they too, along with the nine tails, was swallowed by these divine flames. It swallowed them, not burn, swallow. By the time Naruto woke up, it was morning. He wasn't wet in the slightest, and the area that surrounded him wasn't wet either. Naruto looked around confused. He had a strange dream last night, a really strange dream. He decided to head back to his home. Naruto returned home that day feeling strange. He could not shake that dream no matter what. That strange dream that he saw. That man without the flesh on his face. The skull. Naruto returned home. School wasn't going to start until Monday. Today was Saturday. Later that night, Naruto was walking the street. He knew he shouldn't, but he just had to clear his head, as there was something different with him. with everything that he could not put his finger on. Naruto heard something. He lived within the red light district. It was the, well, unsavory part of Konoha. There was a lot of crimes. Usually, Naruto tended to avoid these crimes, but there was something inside of him that was pushing him, beckoning him to move towards it, and he had no idea what. Finally, arriving on the scene, Naruto saw what was truly going on here. A young woman pressed against a wall, a man smiling, giggling as he did, seeming to take humor out of her pain. Naruto was angered by it, very much so. This is what he was talking about, vengeance. He turned away though, knowing that he did not have the strength. Naruto, he had tried to be brave once. He tried to be the one that people saw. But it didn't matter what he did. People still see him the same way, which lessened his bravery, his heroics. He's barely noticeable nowadays. However, her scream ripped through him. How could he turn away? How could he let her suffer? He had the strength. Perhaps not strong as a grown adult, but he was training to be a ninja. He has to do something. Let her go. The man turned, the girl looking fearful. He looked at Naruto rather amused, as he saw who it was. You better get out of here before I hurt you, brat, he said, as he pulled out a knife, pointing it towards Naruto. Naruto was afraid, but he stepped up. I said, let her go. Fine, he said, throwing the girl down to the ground. I warned you. He ran at Naruto to slap him down to the ground, but Naruto moved away, kicking him on the shin. He ran to the girl's aid, trying to help her up, but the man reached him. Behind you, she said. He wanted to stab Naruto in the shoulder. There was some real pathetic lowlife within Konoha. As the blade punctured Naruto, he screamed out in pain. And the image of that man, the burning skull, ripped through his mind. He remembered the words, given the key to vengeance, given the key to save, given the key to protect, to make changes, to get rid of monsters like these. I warned you, brat. Now get the hell out of here before I do worse. He tried to move his hand, but Naruto gripped his wrist. Naruto then looked up. His face started to burn. People like you, monsters, I've had to deal with my entire life. I never had the power, the will, the strength to fight you back. But things are different now, and I can feel it. Naruto said, perhaps it wasn't just a dream. The man stepped back confused. What the hell is wrong with you? He said, as he saw Naruto's skin melting off. How about I show you? Flames erupted. Even the girl was terrified. As Naruto, his face turned into a burning skull. It was lit up in orange flames, burning, illuminating the darkness. His hand, the flesh burned off as well. You could see the knuckles of his bones. The man fell down to the ground, screaming in fear, terrified of what he was looking at. Stay away from me. Get back, he said, but Naruto gripped him by the shirt. No, I won't. His voice deeper and darker. You enjoy causing suffering. You enjoy causing pain. But now you have to face it. You're trying to run away. But I'll show you. I'll show you it all. I'll make you witness the pain and the suffering. And let's see how you like it, said Naruto. The man looked into his eyes, as Naruto gazed beyond his. The man started to scream. All of the innocent people that he hurt, abused, manipulated and tortured since his upbringing. The memories in his mind, the pain, physical and mental, it ripped him apart. By the time Naruto was done, his eyes were hollow. His body was stiff as Naruto tossed him down to the ground. He turned towards the girl. Please, don't hurt me, she said, begging for her life. You are the innocent. Go, he said. She picked her things up and ran away, afraid but grateful. As Naruto stood there, looking towards his hands. Shock, unbelievably so. He knew something was different. So, it wasn't just a dream, he thought to himself. The power started to leave him in that moment. As Naruto's skin started to return, on his face, on his hands, all over, returning him back into what he was, its blonde hair spiking upwards. Naruto took several deep breaths. What? Was that real? He said as he saw the man on the ground still unmoving. He was shocked. Time skip. Hiruzen and Sarutobi stepped into the medical room. A body was found not too long ago. As they were trying to understand what the hell happened to the individual that they found, it seems like the man was attacked by a mental attack. His brain was severely damaged. They could not find any other source because they could not find the true reason behind his death other than the mental attack. They did not understand it. Meanwhile, Naruto was in his apartment, gazing out through the window, simply observing and watching. He remembered last night rather clearly. He remembered what he did. He remembered what happened. He was still stunned and shocked by what truly took place. As he questioned himself, what was he now? He could feel the difference from the moment he left the forest area. Naruto went to the bathroom and splashed some water on his face. But when he looked up, he was greeted by a flaming skull until he blinked, and everything was back, knocking at his door. Naruto made his way. He was stunned though, as the woman was standing there, blonde hair that was a bit on the dull side, brown eyes. Hello, said Naruto. I remember you, she said. Naruto looked at her carefully. My name is Kimiko, she said, stepping towards him. I remember what you did last night. How do you know where I live, said Naruto. I've seen you around these parts before, and I saw you come into this place. Had to knock on many doors though, before I found you. Why are you here, Naruto asks. It's not often that he had visitors. I ran away last night. I'm sorry for that. I didn't get the chance to thank you. Thank me, said Naruto confused. Of course. You saved me. That monster wanted to do unspeakable things, and you stopped him. I was simply afraid because of what happened to your head. It turned into fire. It surprised me, but I just want to come by to say thanks, she said with a smile. It's alright. You don't want anyone to know, do you? She said, looking at him. No, said Naruto. I'm not sure what is. It's alright, she said. Calm down. There has been ninjas investigating, speaking to people around. They found me, she said. They did? I think it was because of their dogs, and my smell was on the area. I'm surprised that they didn't come to you. Or perhaps your fire burn away your scent. She didn't even know how right she was. I told him what happened, but I told him that he simply collapsed. I take it you don't want anyone knowing about what you can do just yet. It's the least I can do for you saving me, she said, as she took his hand with a thanks. Naruto had never felt this before. Someone grateful for him. It was a strange feeling, a delightful one. She left, making the both of their day, as Naruto wondered if this was it, the change that he was crying out for. It was, wasn't it? He had the power, he had the strength to make changes, to make things different. Why not do it, he thought to himself. He still did not know the full capability of anything, but Naruto made his way towards the mirror and gazed into it, searching for that same sensation. Naruto's head started to burn as he transformed, became the vengeance of ghosts. No, that sounds strange. He will have to find a better name, he thought to himself. As Naruto saw something, he saw something in his eyes that was strange. He looked into them and looked beyond them. Naruto blinked as he found himself inside of a strange place. Standing there was a woman and a man, both of them cloaked in flames, protecting them, keeping them, as they were both unconscious. Naruto was confused. Behind him was another flame, but this one was gigantic. And there were also 9 other flames around it. Naruto stepped towards the 2 people and raised his hand out. The flame was sucked into him, freeing the both of them as they started to open their eyes. The next following moments struck Naruto deep. These weren't any ordinary people, they were his parents, Minato and Kushina Uzumaki. Naruto was taken aback, struggling, barely able to truly understand the words that was coming out of their mouth. His parents. Naruto sat down and spoke with them. They could feel the power inside of him. It saved them and kept them here, waiting to speak with him. They reveal a lot about him that he did not know. Naruto was angry, and when he got mad you could see the flames dustling around him. His words very vocal towards the both of them, as they tried to make him see the betterment of the situation. "How can I?" said Naruto, shouting towards them. "For my entire life, since the orphanage, I've been treated like garbage, time and time and time again. They never saw me as a person. They never saw me as anything but a monster. And now I know why. Because of the 9 tails, I wasn't even a beast, and yet they blamed me. They treated me like I was a monster. I was isolated from playing with the other kids. I barely have any friends. I barely have anyone to talk to. And you expect me to just forgive and forget? Because you were the Hokage? Because you were once their leader? Well, they spat upon your entire existence then," said Naruto. "If you were their leader, and yet you did what you did, and they have no faith in you because they still saw me as the monster that I wasn't." Naruto started to cry, flaming tears dropping to the ground. How could I just get by it? How could I forgive them? His mother enveloped him in a hug, holding on to him. Even Minato started to tear up. Seeing his son like this, it pained him. Just being an aspect of his father, his mother being an aspect of his real mother as well because of their chakra. But it truly pained them to hear the words coming from him. Seeing his tears, seeing his anguish, it caused them physical and mental pain. "You're right," said Minato as he looked at Naruto. "I can not understand what you're going through. I wasn't there. We weren't there for you. So I can't understand your pain. I can understand why you don't want to fight for them. Why you don't want to see them as someone that you can accept. And even if I were to tell you that they don't understand and that brought them pain, that will still not mean much to you. Minato said as he could see it in his son's eyes. You're young, but you're extremely advanced for your age. He said stepping towards Naruto and resting a hand on him. It will have to be up to you. Because fighting without your heart will never get you anywhere, he said. Truly trying to protect without your heart will never get you to the path that you want to be. Naruto then recalled Kimiko. Her words, her grateful thanks. Not everyone saw him as a monster. She was grateful to him, she was thankful to him. Something that he never felt before, something that he never had before. Perhaps, as he looked at his mother and father, his mother's opinion was different from his father. She was pissed. She was extremely pissed. She was a Jinchuriki, so she understood. But knowing that Naruto had nothing and no one angered her to levels that wanted to make her rip through reality itself and be there for him, despite only being an aspect of his mother. Naruto closed his eyes. Because of his father, Naruto will give it a try. He will give them a try. It wasn't all of them. However, things will be different now. He was different now. Everything was different now. That is all I can ask, said Minato. But it doesn't matter what. We will always be proud of you. As Kushina, she couldn't let him go. Naruto was still happy to meet them. Despite the circumstances, he was still happy to meet and know the both of them, as he embraced them for the final time before the aspect of their chakra went away. Naruto turned his gaze towards the nine-tailed fox. The power of the nine tails had been consumed by his flames. When Naruto rested his hand on it, Naruto could feel it, the emotion. Naruto held his hand out and absorbed the nine tails. He absorbed its emotion, he absorbed its pain, he absorbed its suffering, giving it the true essence of freedom within himself. Naruto opened his eyes back in the real world. As his eyes flashed crimson, his face then started to return back to normal. As he was slowly getting the hang of this, weeks passed, which turned into months. Several more bodies had been discovered. Something was happening. The records of these people start to get thoroughly checked. Here is a notice one common thing between them. Each of the people that were found, they weren't good people. There was many crimes that their names were involved in. A lot of them escaped because of the lack of evidence or the testifying not being produced. And these people, all of them were guilty of something. Could they perhaps had a shinobi vigilante running around, taking problems into his own hands? As he came by to pay Naruto a visit, checking up on him to ensure that everything was alright. As Naruto was a quiet child, a child that had so much taken away from him and was trying his best, but things were never easy for him. Hiruzen tried to be there for him, tried to show him love, tried to show him that he belongs here as much as the village, tried to show him that he does not. Hiruzen tried to prove it otherwise. At the moment we find Naruto within one of the many forests of Konoha. Naruto Uzumaki. He was now 12 years old. He stood in front of a tree. He spun and kicked right through it. It fell. The tree was a mid-sized tree. Naruto caught it and threw it away. He was stronger. Far stronger than how he was, and this was in his regular form. When he transformed though, Naruto's head became the blazing inferno. He stepped toward the tree and in one hand he raised it and tossed it straight into the sky. As it fell, Naruto opened his mouth and flames swallowed the tree until there was nothing left. He regressed back to his normal form. While he was transformed, his strength was quadrupled. He was getting stronger in his regular state though, and his control over his transformation was getting better. It was almost instant. The burning, the pain and sensation was no longer there. He's been trying to understand everything that he can do. Gazing into the eyes of the enemies, it affected them in a mental way. He allowed them to see their own suffering. A penance. Yes, they paid penance. The penance there, Naruto thought to himself. He reached and picked up a stone. He threw it. However, the stone disintegrated. The flames around it being too powerful. He learned that he can transfer his flames towards other items, but he had to get a better handle on it. This was recent though, but everything else was coming to him so easily. The Hokage was on the manhunt to find out who was behind the attacks, but Naruto wasn't ready yet, still trying to truly understand everything about himself. There was only one other person that knew about him, and that was Kimiko. He saw her most times. She smiled towards him and greeted him when she did saw him. She knew that he was behind the attacks, but she had no problem with that after all. He was getting rid of the scum in the red light district. On the outside, Konoha might seem to be a good village for all, but there were certain parts of the village that the Hokage or his envoys did not go to. There was a lot of wickedness in the village, a lot of bad things in the village. There was a brothel in the red light district. There was indecency, abuse, pain, suffering, so much. And in the past couple of months, the crime rate had been cut severely because no one wanted to end up in a catatonic state. Some did not die. Some was placed in a coma that they have no hope of returning back from. Some was still going through mental trauma, twitching and screaming. And some plain out just died. None of the horrible people there wanted to suffer that, so they started to stay off the street. They started to hide. More and more people started to realize that the ones who are being affected was the criminals, the bad people within the village. Things started to take a turn as the envoys arrived. They wanted answers about the attacks. However, one person made a drastic change as Naruto was in the crowd when a man shouted towards them, "Why? Why harm the person that is doing this? Can't you see what he's doing? Or her, I don't even know who. They're getting rid of the scum. The problems that we've been facing for years now, and nothing has been done about them. Time after time again, reports. But yet, all you seem to focus on is the upper district of this village. So much crime and chaos in these parts, and yet nothing has ever been done. But now, someone is challenging the laws by taking it into their own hands, and you want to stop them. Well, screw you," the man said. The others started to rally in. Naruto was shocked. The people were basically cheering for him. He was surprised. One of the envoys pushed someone. It was an accident, but the people took that as retaliation, and a bottle was thrown as chaos erupted. The envoys were forced to leave, as they had to squash the problem. Hiruzen tried to speak to the people as a Hokage, as their leader. However, the people made it rather clear that he does not give a damn about any of them. Yes, he stands as their leader, but what has he done for them? What has he done to stop the crime in the red light district? The chaos that has plagued it for so long now. What has he done about that? The Hokage himself had to move away. There was a lot of problem going on at the moment. So much problem. And a lot of chaos. As the people were actually happy. Yes, they were happy to have this person. Whoever they might be. After all, they were bringing peace. As all of the scum, all of the violent monsters that plagued these parts were silent. They were not making a move. They were not doing anything. Thus, the people sided with this vengeance. This spirit of vengeance that was giving them back hope that they can walk home safely at night. That their daughters, their sisters, their mothers won't have to be harmed. That their son, their brothers, their fathers won't be robbed. So yes, get rid of the problem once and for all, they cheered. It started an epidemic within Konoha. Fresh off of the civil war that nearly erupted that they had no idea about because of the Uchiha clan that was neutralized. The epidemic started to draw a lot of attention as Naruto saw it all, which pushed him to do his job even more. They could not track him. His flames did not give off a scent. They could not track his clothing, nothing at all, while his flames ignite. Naruto started to rack up the numbers as these monsters tried to set a trap for him. Yes, they tried to draw him out, and they were successful. Naruto was ambushed by the Anvus. As the Anvus were working with some of the lowlife who just wanted things to go back to the way it was. It seems like Konoha was becoming a problem. After all, why would the so-called protectors work with these monsters just to find out who was killing people? Then again, he was killing people. Naruto arrived to save the innocent that he thought was there. He had checked the area, but it wasn't an innocent when they transformed back into normal. His skull was already flaming. His clothing was nothing like what he usually wear. Naruto was now wearing a black jacket. There were spikes on the shoulder path that were elongated by his flames. Naruto was now rocking a chain. Yes, a chain wrapped around from his left side going down to his waist side. The Anvus immediately raised their weapons towards him, and they were petrified. No one had seen him and lived so, well, except for Kimiko. When they saw the flaming skull, they were terrified. They were afraid, as this did not seem like any normal person. Yes, he was short, but it seemed like some kind of demon from hell. But they still had to take him in. You crucify me for doing the job that you cannot stomach to do. Can't you see that I am necessary? I am purging the village of the sick, twisted parts that need to be destroyed. I commend your efforts for being loyal to your village. But I implore you all to stand down, he said. I'm afraid we can't do that, the leader said. Surrender yourself. There is no need to fight. Your actions, while justifiable to some length, this cannot be allowed to go on. So just simply surrender yourself and we can talk. The Hokage would like to speak with you. Not yet, said Naruto. Perhaps soon, but not now. He turned his back. I'm afraid we can't let you leave. Let me, Naruto said, looking over his shoulder. Kuma, now! The Anvu known as Kuma with a bear mask dropped his hand in the ground and the ground sank under Naruto. But Naruto leaped into the sky, only for Kuma to be above him and drop a punch in Naruto's chest. He slammed back into the hole. Another Anvu went through hand sign. The earth rose upwards. The only thing that wasn't covered was Naruto's head. The rest of him was bound. Further restraining, the leader said. As they got close though, Naruto roared out. Flames exploded, ripping the entire area apart. They could not see, as Kuma was launched out of the smoke. All of them were shocked. The most strongest of them all was launched like a chew toy. The second Earth-style user turned as a chain grabbed onto his leg and yanked him. It slammed him into the side of the building before crushing him into the ground. The kunoichi of the group went through hand sign and release multiple slashes of her blade that released a winged blade that slashed towards him. They ripped into him. However, Naruto barely looked hurt. His superhuman regenerative ability was enhanced to abnormal levels. She sped towards him and flipped over his head, but she wasn't prepared for his agility. He grabbed her blade with his chain and pulled it away. He slammed his elbow in her face, launching her, cracking her mask. The leader slashed right across Naruto's side. He kicked Naruto's feet away, but Naruto flipped and slammed down into his back. He was shocked by the speed. Naruto grabbed his shirt and spun him around and launched him. He crashed hard. Several people arrive on the scene, hearing the chaos ensue, and they saw him. They were shocked by his appearance, but they saw him. It's you. You're the one that has been protecting us, aren't you? One of them said. As the people start to cheer, more Anvus and ninjas start to arrive towards the area. Go, they said, creating a mob wall to protect him. They wouldn't allow anyone to harm their protector. Naruto looked at the people. As he swung his chain and threw it outwards, it landed on a building as he pulled himself. He was gone. By the time the ninjas arrived and the Anvus were able to recover, because he had no intention of killing them, and they did not want to kill him either, as much as they were ordered to do what they had to do. Perhaps he was right in a way they knew, but it was their job. But they had to say, even though they did not intend to kill him within the fight, he was strong, stronger than they thought. For the daytime, things returned back to normal for Naruto, even though things were more hectic. However, the individual that they now knew about showed no sign of harming any of them, except for the ones that deserve it. Hiruzen Saratobi could not throw everyone in jail, as the people of the Red Light District were making it clear that he was their protector. They started to draw his skull all over the place. As they paint his skull all over, they call him the Ghost of Vengeance, gaining vengeance for them all that has suffered over the years. As Naruto was walking down the street, he gazed towards one of the portraits on the wall, and Kimiko arrived, smiling down towards him. Pretty good if I must say so myself, she said, smiling towards him. He was still a bit off-putting with the active social cues, as he tended to not show himself up that much, but Kimiko was nice, extremely so. Naruto was a bit fearful, because he did not want to reveal his identity yet, and due to the fact that, well, he was not normal anymore. Naruto tried to pull off the same feats that the academy was pulling off, but things were different with him now. The power of the fox was a part of him, but alive at the same time through him. But that wasn't it. He had to learn to adapt in different ways. His chakra wasn't normal anymore. The more time passed, the more Naruto truly became the Ghost of Vengeance. Yes, as it could show in his physical strength. In his normal state, Naruto was getting stronger, faster, more flexible and durable, and this was quadrupled when he transformed. As Naruto found himself trying to see how he could pull it off. The academy test was the prime example. Unfortunately though, he had no way to pull it off because he's been neglecting his academy studies. Not to mention he's never been good at pulling off the clone jutsu. Naruto failed the test. However, being a ninja to him was different now than it was before. Naruto wondered if he was setting his sights too low. There was a whole big world out there. His thoughts were interrupted though by Mizuki. Naruto was confused, seeing this man here. He wasn't expecting this. We later find Naruto within the Forest of Death with a forbidden scroll. Mizuki knew where it was, he knew where everything was. Naruto wasn't an idiot, but he purposely stole the scroll because Mizuki was something. He could feel it just by being near to him. The man would betray, he would lie, he would kill without hesitation. He was a traitor. Mizuki was planning something, and Naruto was going to draw him out. Yes, he was. Unfortunately though, Iruka found him first. Damn it, Naruto said to himself. Things start to heat up from there. Mizuki believing that Naruto had no idea about the fox. Naruto pretended to act a fool. He pretended like he did not know. However, Iruka risked his life to save him. Naruto never knew that Iruka cared so much. He spoke with such passion that he was a child that was just trying to be better, and he did not deserve any of the hate. Iruka was knocked down. In the split moment that he was down, Naruto cleared the distance, shocking Mizuki. What the? Naruto rocked his face to the left. Blood flew from his mouth. Naruto drove his feet into his chest, cracking several of his ribs. Naruto flipped over him and stepped in his back. He splat more blood from his mouth. Naruto flipped around and looped his hand around his neck and pulled him. Boom! They crashed to the ground. Mizuki tried to fight, but Naruto held him, cutting off air supply until Mizuki blacked out. Naruto then tossed him to the ground as Iruka started to stir. Iruka was confused. "Are you alright, Sensei?" said Naruto. "Naruto, you defeated Mizuki." Iruka was stunned by that. Naruto defeated a Chunin. He might not have shown the aptitude to pass the test earlier, but now things were different. Naruto was surprised. I'd given Iruka's headband. The Hokage tried to assure him that the beast was inside of him, but Naruto was quite aware. Naruto still did not know why he was keeping this a secret. But he just was. He didn't know why he wasn't ready just yet. Perhaps he believed the people would still not accept him if they truly knew who he was, despite Kimiko being quite acceptful of him. He just did not know. When Naruto arrived the next day, Shikamaru was surprised to see him. Naruto wondered how much people had been noticing him, as Shikamaru was surprised to see him here because he did not graduate yesterday. Had so many people truly been observing him? Naruto questioned to himself. But he showed Shikamaru's headband. Naruto wasn't much of a talker, but people seemed to have been watching him. Then again, Shikamaru wasn't your average child after all. Time skip. Kakashi Hatake was confused, as Naruto was inches away from grabbing the bell. This was their bell test. The copy ninja stepped away and wheeled around Naruto and grabbed his arm, pinning him. "It's over," he said. "Yeah, for you." Naruto pulled his hand out of his grip and kicked his leg away. Kakashi flipped several times on his hand, jumping back. By the time he was able to stand on his feet, Naruto was in front of him, swinging his fist at his face. This got several reactions from Kakashi. Kakashi was the first one. Well, seems there is a lot more to this child than expected. In the trees watching was Sakura and Sasuke. Sakura did not really know Naruto. The only thing that she focused on in the academy was either her lessons or her crush Sasuke Uchiha. She did not really know Naruto in the slightest. He wasn't close by, he did not talk a lot, so she never noticed him at all. She had no idea that he was this strong. As for Sasuke, he was perplexed. He saw Naruto Uzumaki fought before, but this was different. How was he going toe to toe with a Jonin? He couldn't understand. Was he stronger than him? Sasuke wondered, is mine a plague? Naruto's fist ripped through the wooden log that Kakashi substituted with. He was in the bushes. The copy ninja sat there observing Naruto, who sped towards the foliage and vanished away. Kakashi heard something as he turned. As he realized that it was stones, 3 of them, a distraction. He jumped off the branch as Naruto's feet destroyed it. Naruto grabbed the branch and launched it towards him. The copy ninja split it with a kunai. As Naruto grabbed the broken left side and drive it toward his stomach, copy ninja grabbed Naruto's hand and flipped him, but Naruto pulled Kakashi down. They crashed on the ground and rolled. Kakashi twisted and threw Naruto back to the tree. He twisted and landed on it and shoot off, cracking it as he did. Kakashi weaved under Naruto's leg and hit him in the back. As Naruto dropped down to the ground, he slammed him down. However, Naruto recovered almost instantaneously, lashing out several punches and kicks. Kakashi dodged them, as there was so much force behind them. He jumped away as Naruto stepped into the ground, rooting up some of the earth and throwing it toward his face. His one eye peered through it all and focused on Naruto, who suddenly stopped. Naruto then started to walk away. He could not beat this man without revealing too much. His strength was still limited in his human form. Too much limited. As Naruto went to find the others, perhaps together, their extra help could take him down. Without even knowing the true meaning behind the test, Naruto seeked them out. He went to Sakura first. She believed in that she had no hope of defeating a Jonin, joined Naruto's side. Kakashi went after. None of them, he just stood there and watched. Sasuke did not join their side, instead he attacked, but he was humiliated as Kakashi turned him into a plant by burying him underground. With one hand, Naruto rooted Sasuke out of the earth. They had a chance of defeating him if they worked together, and thus they did, without knowing the true meaning, without thinking about one of them failing. As they got the bell, Naruto, perhaps he slackened himself a bit, lowering his guards in the end, but they got it. What now? Which one of them would be sent back? Naruto held the bells in his hand as he tossed them down to the ground. It's not fear, he said. We all worked together to achieve this. We all played a part. So I'm not gonna choose. Sakura was surprised. Sasuke was stunned that he wouldn't take the selfish choice, because if it was him, he would have chosen himself immediately. Yes, he needed to pass. He has to pass because his goals and dreams are too important. Unlike these two that hadn't figured them out yet. However, the copy ninja was happy to hear that. He passed them all. Within the office, him and Hiruzen. There is something else there, Kakashi said. He saw it with his own eyes. His strength, his speed, his reflex. Something else was there that they were not seeing. Naruto Uzumaki was more skilled than the academy or any of them knew. This intrigued Hiruzen and also scared him at the same time. Naruto wasn't a social person that talks a lot or do a lot. He stayed by himself, so Easily getting information out of him was going to be hard. Yes, extremely so. Time skip. Team 7 has been doing missions for about a month and 2 weeks now, but there has been no getting together. Other than them fighting Kakashi as a team, there has been nothing that brought them together so far. Sasuke was only focused on his own improvement. Sakura, her obsession with Sasuke was getting in the way. Naruto did not seem to want to know either of them. If anything, he seemed rather alright by himself. He tried to listen in on their conversation, where Sakura brought up a random topic. They heard about the defender in the red light district. Hey, that's where you're from, right? She said, looking towards Naruto. However, he did not have much to say about the matter. If anything, he was tight-lipped about it. He was not an easy person to get through. He was not making it easy for either of them. And they were not trying that hard either. So Team 7 was not socializing. They were not getting to know one another, which was a problem. A problem they had to fix. Team 7 found themselves in a sticky situation on their first mission outside the village. First, it was the demon brothers that they dealt with. And after that, it was none other than Zabuza Momochi. However, Zabuza was a different kind of monster. Zabuza filled the area with his bloodlust. So much so that Sasuke was tempted to end it all with his own weapon. The problem was, Zabuza's bloodlust was affecting Naruto as well. Not in the same way. It was affecting him in a completely different way. Zabuza's dangerous lust was getting to Naruto. Problematically, as Naruto clenched his fists, his hands started to burn. Sakura, in the throes of the bloodlust that she was feeling, noticed it. She noticed a fire. When she looked up, she saw the side of Naruto's face burnt, and she saw his skull. And it was growing. The fire was growing even more. The spirit of vengeance wanted to escape. His power was rising to the top. Kakashi Hatake, though, released his own chakra to tamper the effects. Sakura was shocked as she saw Naruto's skin return back. As she remembered what was said, the man with a flaming skull. She looked at Naruto, shocked. Truly so. Could it be? The fight was interrupted though by someone that claimed to be a hunter nin. After both Naruto and Sasuke worked together to free their sensei. The entire walk, Sakura was quiet. Something that wasn't usual for her. Naruto did not notice that she noticed. Too focused on the bloodlust in the area. Kakashi Hatake would be out of commission. He would recover though. Naruto was sitting outside by himself when Sakura came up towards him. He looked at her, wondering what she wanted. So she said, "You live within the red light district as well?" "You asked me that before," said Naruto. "Oh yeah, I did," she said. "So, you don't have much to say about this flaming skull guy?" she asked him once again. "I don't," Naruto said, looking away. "I saw you," she said. Naruto looked at her very carefully. "You saw me?" "Yes, I did." "I saw your head. When Zabuza released his bloodlust, you were changing your hand, the side of your face." "Shit," Naruto thought to himself. "You're mistaken," said Naruto. "Perhaps it was the bloodlust affecting you." "No, it wasn't. I saw you. There's no point in lying." You're him, aren't you? The one that has been getting rid of the scum, as the people say. It's you. It's not. Naruto said, getting up. She followed after him though. She was relentless. Until she realized that both of them were alone in the forest, as Naruto held her against a tree, holding her there with one hand. Listen to me. You need to drop this. You're mistaken. I'm not any sculling, flaming head guy. You're wrong, you were delusional. Naruto said as he turned away. I know it's you, and you're not gonna change my mind. If it was me, and I was keeping this secret, wouldn't you say it's a stupid idea for you to know it? If I don't want anyone else. If it was me. I don't think you're gonna harm me, she said. Oh? And if it was me, why wouldn't I? Because you only harm bad people. And I'm not a bad person, she said. My mom had a friend that lived in the red light district. She was hurt by a few people that were never caught. They did unspeakable things to her. I didn't realize how privileged I was. In the way I lived, I thought that we were just your standard civilian family. I used to see my mom's friend a lot. I call her aunt. She was like a sister to my mom. My mom lied to me. She told me that she got sick and passed away. But it wasn't until recently that she told me that. A few guys caught her one night when she was coming home. I was shocked. I never thought that these things would have happened in our home. My mom wanted me to know and understand the world, seeing that I was going to become a ninja, knowing to protect myself, knowing to suspect danger when it's coming. My parents, they're happy that someone like you exists, because it's about time, they said, that the scum in that era is taken care of. The village is large. The ninja force might be large, but they miss a lot. I never knew any of this until recently, she said. That is why I know you're not gonna hurt me, because you only hurt bad people. Naruto looked at her, not knowing if he could trust this girl. The only thing that seemed to be on her mind was Sasuke, but this conversation that he was having with her right now seemed so sensible, so different. You should stay quiet about your theories. People aren't ready for the truth. Why, she said. Why not? I heard that you have the entire red light district supporting you. Yes, the upper heads might be against what you're doing, for reasons that I can't even understand after all. You're cleaning up the monsters and stopping the violence. And because of that, people love you, but they say you can't be judge and executioner. But most people believe that you can. So I can understand why you hesitate. But perhaps a part of you just don't want to come out yourself. Well, that's my opinion, she said. After all, you're not the guy, so it shouldn't bother you, right? She said with a smile. Naruto understood her meaning almost instantly. She would keep his secret. She wouldn't tell anyone. Sakura was furious when she heard what happened to her mother's best friend. Her mother telling her the raw, undilated truth of the matter had really affected her, which made her see Naruto as a hero. She can't believe that he was the one that had been saving all those people. It was him. Naruto watched her walk away, watching her carefully. He had no intentions of harming her. She was right. Despite her quirks of being annoying, obsessive, but she was still a good person. Very much so. Maybe she was right. Maybe. It was time that he stopped hiding away because of his own insecurities. But what did that mean for his own future? What did that mean for him? But guys, we end episode right here. If you want to see next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm off and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.